Just make our hands into loose fists, reaching them up overhead, coming up off of your heels, rooting down through the front part of your feet, and dump the trash. So little variation, releasing the hands as we drop. So forming fists as we rise up, and then letting the hands open like you're flicking water off of them. The hips sinking, the knees bending as you drop. Letting go of any tension, toxicity, stress. Really just letting go of anything from the day to start fresh. Whether you're starting a new day or you're getting ready to go to wind down and go to sleep. And you can sigh out through the mouth as you drop. Exhaling any pent up, stagnant liver chi. One more time. And then we're gonna, still swinging the arms, I'm gonna have a little bounce in the knees, swinging the arms up and almost like a little crunch as the arms come up, bringing the hands in. So like should feel like a little abdominal massage. Massaging those digestive organs that support the liver in detoxing. And that help to keep our chi flowing smoothly, or to bring it back towards smooth flow. Dropping the hands down to the sides. Let's come to a slightly wider stance and knock on heaven's door. Letting the arms be dead weight. Hands landing against the body, the muscles of the back, the abdomen, maybe the shoulders. Twisting through the waist area. Kind of like you're wringing out the body and any stuck emotion. And eventually letting the arms come to stillness. Let's bring the hands to either side of the lower dantian. between the belly button and the pelvis. This energy center at the center of our body. Breathing in, letting the hands expand out like you're filling up a balloon, and breathing out, kind of gently pushing the air out of that balloon. Continuing at your own pace. Mosquitoes are already out in my backyard. Alright, sorry if I disrupted your breathing. We're going to bring our hands, fold them over the lower dantian. Grounding in. Imagine your chi extending down through your feet like the roots of a tree, your body, the trunk, tall, reaching upward, your chi also traveling up through the crown of your head, connecting you to the sky, so feeling that polarity of reaching upward and sinking, grounding downward like a tree. And let's form a ball of chi with our hands. Rotate it, just taking a moment to notice any sensation between your hands, or to simply imagine sensation or light forming a sphere between your hands. When you're ready, we'll pause, one hand on top, one on the bottom, and reaching that bottom hand, pressing it down towards the earth as we press the upper hand towards the sky, stretching through the side body. Bringing the hands back into center to form a ball. And then reverse it, reaching the opposite side. Each time you bring your hands together, noticing that feeling or holding that image in your mind. Next time you form a ball with your hands, just gonna bring them both down to your sides. And let's do some tapping. So starting with one shoulder, letting the hand fall heavily, sending a vibration in. We'll work our way down inside of one arm, lingering anywhere that it feels like there's some stuck chi, tenderness or discomfort. When you're ready, you can go over to the other arm. And to the side of the torso. Down to the hip. And across to the other side. Go down the backs of the legs. And up the inside of the legs, following the liver meridian to where the legs meet the body. And finally the lower rib cage where the liver meridian ends at that diaphragm area. And then we'll move down the sides of the legs, down the gallbladder meridian. Back up the liver meridian. And let's make some loose fists. And we're going to start to knock on your right side, right under the rib cage. So the kind of upper right abdomen. And if this is painful, stop and just gently, you can press or just hold your palm over. So this is right over the organ of the liver. Just gonna tap on it. And move over to the left side where the stomach is. And then making a clockwise circle, unless you're prone to diarrhea, then maybe go counterclockwise. Otherwise, we're kind of following the movement of the intestines, supporting that movement, which in turn helps fulfill the liver's role of detoxing, or one of its roles. And then we can just gently circle again clockwise, or you can do a little bit clockwise and a little bit counterclockwise. Ending with our hands over the liver on that right side beneath the rib cage. Get into a horse stance or some variation of it, a wider stance, the hips and the knees opening up. Ideally, the knees are over the ankles. That's a little difficult to achieve, but the knees definitely no further than the toes, so you should be able to see your toes, and ideally the feet are parallel. Maybe that you can point them out a little bit if need be. And the low back is flat, so not flared out. The tailbone slightly tucked in. And then we're going to make a prayer position with our hands and shift our center or our weight into one side, pressing the hands as far to that side as you can for a good stretch, finding your edge, turning the head, stretching through the neck, maybe even feeling a stretch through the rib cage area, and then we'll press to the other side, shifting our center, turning the head, pressing those hands, kind of gently finding deep stretch, and continue to shift side to side. Helping to stretch the body, keep those tendons and ligaments healthy, which are governed by the liver, nourished by the blood. Back to center, to horse stance. We'll pause for a moment, letting your tailbone be heavy so the low back isn't flared out. Just building a little strength in the lower body. And then we're going to let the head lead our torso, kind of swaying from one side to another, curving like a snake, or as this posture is called, swimming dragon. So the head leads, and then the neck and the rest of the spine follows. So should feel like a nice stretch through the back. And we can leave our hands here or start to raise them higher. Stepping the feet together, lowering the hands. Turn the palms out, lifting the hands up like they're just floating overhead. And then clearing out any tension, stress, toxicity. Let's bring the hands together in front of the body. So the fingers are roughly pointing forward on both hands, palms facing each other. And then we're going to draw that lower hand back to kind of beside the rib cage, the lower rib cage, as we send the front hand out, stretching, spreading through the fingers. And then we'll bring the hands back together and reverse. Bringing the hands together, and then let's turn them after we bring them together. Turn. So the hand coming forward, roughly facing down, the hand coming back, facing up. So this is kind of like a mini repulse the monkey. Stretching through the arms and the hands, the fingers. The hands come down to the sides. Bringing the feet together. We're gonna root down through the front part of our feet. And then start to bounce up and down. So either lifting your heels entirely or letting them lift and drop and just bounce up and down, letting the upper body be totally loose. Helping to get the blood, the body fluids, the lymph flowing. Move in any way that feels good. Maybe shaking out the hands, the wrists. And then drop to stillness. Noticing any sensation, any tingling, any of that chi sensation. And making loose fists with the hands. Let's reach them up, opening them up overhead, and then rounding in, bringing the arms in towards the body. And the next time, as we bring the arms in, we'll exhale the sound shu, like S-H-U. The sound of healing for the liver. And as you exhale out, you can imagine any toxicity leaving the liver. And as you inhale, expanding up, imagine bringing green, healing light to the liver. And feeling that abdominal massage like at the beginning of the class. And release the hands down, coming back up to standing. And with the palms open, we'll lift them up to about chest height, and then like Tai Chi begin, sending them out in front about shoulder height, and then sink down slightly as the hands drop, drawing them up again, roughly following the liver meridian. Bring the hands back to the lower dantian. Coming back to center. Feeling your chi sink down through your feet, spreading like strong roots, grounding you. And your chi also extending up through your body, connecting you to the sky, holding you upright like a strong tree.